Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Jennifer and Vanessa, for inviting me. My name is Bahram Charkhian. I'm site manager for Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland, and also I work on C111 Western Spreader Canal in South Miami. And my presentation is for Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland Phase 1 project, observe benefits. Project has three components: the area state, Cutler Wetland, and L-31E project. Project objective: improve freshwater and estuarine habitat, improve salinity distribution, and reestablish productive nursery habitat along the shoreline, restore quality, timing of freshwater by eliminating or reducing point source discharges from the major canal within the vicinity of the project, divert the water through a series of culvert and pump stations along the shoreline, and divert it in form of sheet flow to the coastal wetland and uniform distribution of the water to Biscayne Bay. Monitoring for completed component of Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland Phase 1 is for assessing the performance of project as we go, refine and retune the project against the baseline that we have, and also for meeting various specific conditions of the permits that we have for these components. Project milestones, project implementation report, and environmental impact statement was in 2012, Congressional Authorization in Water Resources Development Act 2014, and we signed a partnership agreement with CORE in 2016. Dear in the state, this is one of the component of Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland Phase 1 that district completed in April 2012. And we initiated the operation of this pump station in December 2012. The main objective of this component to divert up to 100 cubic feet per second available fresh water in C100 basin that used to go out in form of point source discharges through a structure S123 on C100 canal, bring it and divert it through Deering State Pump Station and a spreader on east of Old Cutler Road in form of sheet flow, uniform distribution to coastal wetland and Biscayne Bay, improve the condition near shore of the Biscayne Bay, and also rehydrate coastal wetland. And also as a part of this component, establish an educational wetland with the vicinity of the Deering State Pump Station. In water year 2013, district determined extent of inundation under various pumping rate, 25 to 100 cubic feet per second. Estimate acreage of impoundment surface water within the Deering Estate, again under different pumping rate. We modify operation of pump station, receive approval from district operation, CERP recover leadership group, and also U.S. Army Corps and Florida Department of Environmental Protection. We received approval and implemented changes in water year 2013. Wet season, 50 cubic feet per second, and dry season, 25 cubic feet per second, depending on the availability of fresh water in the system. In water year 2017, district initiated a pump test, compare pulse releases. As Mike mentioned, like a flash, 2 events a day, and each event was before 7 hours a day. And we compare pulse releases to the coastal wetland and Biscayne Bay versus continuous pumping. under different pumping rate, 25 to 100 cubic feet per second. And duration of this experiment was to wet season to dry season. We completed test, was successful. Again, we went through the process as required for adaptive management through SERP Recover Leadership Group, received the approval and support, and Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and implemented changes in water year 2019. This graph shows daily releases flow through the pump station before, pulse releases, during, and after. We improve actually delivery of water during the dry season especially. Here are some results from some of our district monitoring stations in the coastal wetland. Here's wet season before and after. We have seen an increase in the wet and dry season. Again, as I said, as we see, we need to modify the operation, modify to bring it up to original goals that established for the project. We initiate experiment, we initiate pilot project, and when they are successful, we go through the proper process that establish for SERP projects and implement those changes as long as they are beneficial. Here is a result from one of our salinity monitoring station. We have seen improvement in most of them, but these are some examples I want to share with you all. This is one of the monitoring stations. CC2 is on the mouth of Cutler Creek, as you see right here. So groundwater, we are recharging groundwater. This is one of the groundwater downstream of the beer dry season. This is a post-project, 13 PSU. And right now we reduce the salinity concentration in the groundwater at that location. We diverted close to 138,000 acre feet through pump station to deer in the state coastal wetland and Biscayne Bay in form of sheet flow, uniform distribution. L-31E Flow. This is another component of Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland. In June 2012, district completed construction of 2 culverts in northern part of L-31E and 2 culverts in the southern part. And we initiated operation in June of 2010. In March 2017, we initiated the pump test at the location S709 near Biscayne National Park headquarters. Objective of the pilot pump test for 2 years was to verify size of the pump, direction, and also location that was recommended by PDT in Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland Phase 1 PIR for that location. So test was for 2 years. We did it. It was successful pump test. And basically we confirmed location, size of the pump, and direction. And also it gave us an opportunity to divert water during the dry season in form of sheet flow to coastal wetland and nearshore. In water year 2019, district completed and initiated operation of all culvert between 2 major canals in the North C-102 and Southern C-103, and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They completed construction of 2 culverts as 712A and B, as you see, near Biscayne National Park headquarters. And that gave us an opportunity to divert water in form of sheet flow. So result of all of these enhanced sheet flow to the coastal wetland in Biscayne Bay. And also this gave us an opportunity, a special pilot pump test to be able to maintain water level inside L-31E canal at the desired level 2.2. This will give us ability to divert the water through those culverts to the coastal wetland. Interim electric pump, we were able to divert close to 45,000 acres to the coastal wetland and Biscayne Bay, again in form of sheet flow. Some of the result, this is from our monitoring station near shore of Biscayne Bay, up to 250 meters from shoreline. And this is a comparison of before and during operation of the pump, 3 monitoring stations, salinity near shore, and we saw improvement, reduction in the salinity. So sawgrass, and as Mike mentioned, they may actually be salt water tolerance type. This is under agreement that we had with the Miami-Dade County. This is in northeast corner of L-31E Flow, and we did this with Miami-Dade County staff. We saw an increase, and also for L-31E, we have a agreement contract with Florida International University. Dr. Evelyn Geiser is a principal investigator for our agreement, and we have several transects along the shoreline for vegetation monitoring and paragliding. And we are continuing those, actually it's for 3 years, and that monitoring network will increase in other area within L-31E Flow in the future, and also Cutler Wetland. Vegetation response here in the state, sawgrass began to establish naturally, and Jennifer Posley from Fragile Tropical Botanic Garden later would provide detailed information. She's principal investigator for agreement that district has with the Fragile Tropical Botanic Garden for the network, vegetation network that we have with the vicinity of the area in the state, and that is required for our compliance. L-31E partially completed, and we completed construction of all of the culvert along the shoreline, initiate operation. And currently, we are working with the Corps, our partner, and we are in the construction of permanent pump station on the corner of L-31E and C-103 canal pump station called S709. It's 40 CFS, and we divert the water from C-103 canal to L-31, and we will divert the water through the culvert between C-103 and Military to the coastal wetland and near shore. And also we are in the process of initiating contract for pump station S709 on an intersection of C-103 North, C-102, pardon me, and L-31. And we will be able to divert the water from C-102 to L-31 southward and divert the freshwater through the existing culvert to the coastal wetland and near shore. Then another component is freshwater, North Canal freshwater wetland. As you see on the corner of C-103 and L-31E, there are 2 pump stations, S710 and S711. We are in the process of designing those 2 pump stations currently, and we are hoping to actually complete these components by 2023. Cutler Wetland district actually design underway. We are hoping to finish that by water year 21, fiscal year, pardon me, 21. Miami-Dade County design cost, actually the cost share, and there is agreement between us for $289,000. And design update include bringing design up to the current standard, reevaluating north end of the spreader. And this is a spreader canal along the coastal wetland. east of the Galloway, the road that you will see right there, right here. This is a spreader, north end of it, and recreational features. Various component, 400 CF cubic feet per second pump station, 100 CFS pump, and 250 cubic feet per second concrete line channel that will bring the fresh water from pump station to a spreader, and culverts on the roads in these two locations, and a spreader here. Recreational feature, we are working right now. A parking lot, you will see here, for a visitor, and birdwatch platform for 66 acres right here, and also bike paths around here. I want to recognize several agencies who work closely with us: Miami-Dade County and Miami-Dade Park and Recreation and Open State. I want to thank them for providing land for SERP projects. And also we are working close to each other. Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden, Jennifer Potsley, principal investigator, agreement that we have between district and Fairchild Tropic Garden, here in the state park. Florida International University, Dr. Evelyn Geiser is principal investigator of and current agreement that we have for vegetation and peripheral monitoring in L-31E Flow and Cutler Wetlands. NOAA, Biscayne National Park, and University of Miami for nearshore monitoring network agreement that we have with them, and that's critical for this project. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Florida Department of Environmental Protections. That's all I have. Thank you for the opportunity, and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Bahram. We are about 7 minutes behind schedule. So if you guys have any questions for Bahram, please send me an email and I can connect you with the questions and his answers with Bahram. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next talk.